Hi there, I'm Barbara Ponga. In this tip, I'll show you how to correct the names you put to faces in Ponga. Only members have the ability to upload photos and use the gallery to put names to faces, so this whole discussion really only applies to members. Ponga uses advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning to examine every image you upload in your account, searching for faces. When we find faces, we attempt to match faces to anyone you've already named. Any new faces that don't match are added to your gallery for your review when you answer the question, "Do you know who this is?" But you know what? Mistakes happen. Even a mother will mistake one kid for the other every now and then. If you've heard all this before, just fast forward a stitch or two to an area that's new to you. So to make corrections, Ponga uses simple face details page to sort out these kinds of problems. In this video, I'll show you how to make corrections to faces and names. Generally speaking, there are two categories of corrections. The first relates to specifically how names are written. That might include spelling or the addition of nicknames or honorifics. The second relates to corrections of mismatches between names and faces. While you can go to the Faces page to make corrections in both cases, it's helpful to keep them separate in your own mind. As we show you how easy it is to make changes, we'll circle back to some best practices for the names you enter in the gallery and for handling a name, skip, and ignore options in the gallery. Sometimes it can be hard enough to get spellings right. Add to that titles, honorifics, familial names, nicknames, and it's enough to make your head spin. At Ponga, we know that somebody somewhere is going to make a mistake, so we made it easy to correct mistakes too. These kinds are easy to fix. Generally speaking, there are two cases, so let's start with the first one. This is the spelling mistake you might make in the gallery. When you fix it, you want to fix it everywhere. This little girl, Nicole, had the childhood name Nikki, which incidentally everyone seemed to spell incorrectly. So let's use this technique to correct typos, update nicknames, and add married names and so on. And the best part is it fixes the label everywhere. Since I'm going to be sharing the picture with her cousins who don't know her by that name, I decided I'll update it first with her first and last name. Tap on her face. The reference portrait appears in the sidebar. I tap on the blue linked text, and that takes me to the Face Details page. I open Edit Details and change Nikki to Nicole Nikki Nicholson. This time I have just this one picture, but making the change here corrects not only the label, but ensures that the name appears correctly, so that the label is changed in the picture, the album name is updated to reflect the new name, the drop-down menu is updated in the gallery, making it add Nikki's full name when another picture of her appears, and finally, notifications go out to people included on pictures where the name was added that a change has been made. The second case is to correct matches. Let's say you open a picture like this one and realize that a beautiful 10-year-old girl has been given her brother's name. He's adorable, but that's not okay. So to fix it, all we do is tap on her face, and again, the one we know was mismatched. So notice that we can now get to the Face Details page directly from the preview. That's a little pro tip. And this time we're going to the Change Person. It says this face was matched with this person, Moreau. That's not right. Change Person. Tap Change Person, then New Person, a couple of keystrokes, and we can find Pua from the drop-down list that appears by typing her name. There she is. Tap it, and the match is corrected. So here's a special case of the mismatched face. What if you realize it isn't the person that's labeled, but you don't know who it is? In this case, I know it's not Thomas Jones, but I also don't know who it is. I tap the face again, go to the Face Details page, tap Change Person, then say Done. That returns the person's face back into the gallery. Now here I'm back in the gallery after an upload, and there's that guy again. Now I'm sure I don't know who it is, so this time I'll skip him so I can take another look when I review my gallery with my Aunt Mary. If you think someone might know, just skip and come back. If you ignore someone, they're gone, and you lose the ability to detect them in another picture, so save that for those strangers at the other table. There's one more useful fix. Ponga will choose the very clearest and most full frontal face to represent a person in the reference portrait. It does this by choosing that image from all of the uploaded images of that person in the batch in which they were first identified. But sometimes that picture is a particularly poor choice. Here, little Nikki's face is partially blocked by Dumbo. Even as the other pictures are added, the reference portrait remains the same. Well, you can fix that. Just find the very best face from among all of the pictures that you now have of that person. Oh, here's a good one. Open that picture, go to the face details page again, and recycle the face. Works like a champ. So let's talk a little about best practices. There are all sorts of details that can make matching names to faces complicated. The faces, like names of distant relatives, can be hard to distinguish. There can be a strong family resemblance, and families often reuse names across generations. So the most important concept to keep in mind is context. Let me show you. First, name the people you're sure of right away. Using sis or mom is fine. You can refine it later when you know who you want to share pictures with. 2, if they look familiar but you're not sure, just hit Tab and explore the quick look. That lets you see the face in context of the picture. 3, the name you use becomes an album title, so keep it simple. Starting with honorifics like Mr., Ms., Lord, Lady can get complicated. You can add that later, or you can just include it as a comment. 4, you can give 2 or more people exactly the same name in the gallery, but don't. It's confusing as the old Bob Newhart character Daryl and my other brother Daryl. Don't confuse yourself. Nicknames are your friend. Finally, a couple of gallery mechanics. Skip is great when you're confident you'll remember, or you want to walk through the ones you skip with someone else. It's a great thing to do over Zoom. 2, ignore is perfect for those shadows, distant smudges, or obviously irrelevant extras who happen to show up at the next table and in every family album. So to wrap up, I started this tip with a review of how to use the face details page to make 2 kinds of corrections to face naming problems: correcting name and fixing mismatched names. I also walked through some best practices for names themselves and applying those names in the gallery, specifically when to use add name, skip, and ignore buttons. The Roots Tech organizers asked us to give 2 courses in addition to our videos here in our booth. One describes a way to use Ponga to zoom over the generation gap with pictures. The second talks about using Ponga to connect stories in pictures to archives in permanent.org. One of our members, Victoria McGregor, is also giving a course titled Family Tree Presentation and Sharing, which is absolutely inspiring. Take a moment to check those out. We're also offering a series of notes, tips, and downloadables, capturing some of the detail mentioned in this and our other videos. Look for those links in our virtual booth. During the live session of Roots Tech 2022, we'll be available for live chat, workshops, and Zoom conversations from our booth. Look for the links there. We'll be delighted to have the opportunity to talk to you personally and answer any questions you might have. Finally, in celebration of this annual Roots Tech program, we have some special offers and invitations available from our website at ponga.com. Again, thank you so much for watching.